Okay, top of the morning, top of the evening, top of the night, whatever time zone you are on, we are live. Hello, everybody. Top of the morning, top of the evening, top of the night. I'll say it again, whatever time zone you are on, we are live. Zoom has a little lag time. Okay. Okay. I can see. Okay. These notifications in the background is all right. Where I'm looking, Maggie. Excuse me really quick. So, go ahead and get this. I'll say hello. And excuse me for the loud that you can hear. I am on a different laptop. So you'll hear the typing. My other one is over there. It's going to get fixed. But what I want to talk about is the disrespect of African American females in the US. Let me go ahead and share this. So, a lot of people seem to zoom out or not really want to acknowledge the fact that in the United States of America, the Black woman is the most disrespected female. Still, here we are, and it's the 400-year anniversary of slaves being brought to America this year. It marks 400 years. 400 years later, here we are, still the most disrespected group of people over here in the United States of America. The most disrespected groups on social media is the Black female. Now, this is where people choke. This is where people start unsubscribing. Oh, because everybody can touch on your issue. But when it's time to touch on the hard thing, people started zooming out. Oh, here we go again with racism. Racism doesn't exist. And if you say racism does not exist in America, that means that you're in denial and you're not ready to have a real conversation. You're not serious about what you think you're serious about. And you don't just get to walk over a group of people. No one's going to sit down here and lay down like they're a doormat. I'm not that person. But it's really a little bit interesting that even in another conversation on a live, when this topic was brought up, you had females saying, well, where's the rest of the statistics at? Where's the rest of the research at? And these were Black females. Excuse me, no one has to tell us we've been disrespected in the United States of America. No one has to tell us African descendants have been disrespected over here in the United States of America and still remains the most disrespected group. It was the same way in the 60s. It was the same way 400 years ago. It's the same way to this day. That means nothing has changed. And it's thunder and lightning and Soviet in the background and heavy rain. That's what it's doing here. No one has to tell us that. Um, okay, let's walk through history real quick. Short version. Uh, Black women raped. Black men raped. But Black women raped. Black men weren't there to protect them. When Black men were there to protect them, what did they do? Get shot and killed. Okay, let's talk about disrespectful number 45. Let me fast forward because I'm going back and forth. Um, Bahamas, not welcome here. Other people with color in their skin, rich in melatonin, gets labeled as drug dealers, drug sellers, trifling, lazy. Hold up just a minute, because my ancestors built this nation 400 years for free. For free. And that included Black women. That included Black women. Now let's look at what's happening to the Black female seed over here in the US. Our teens, female and male, getting killed, more so male, getting killed because of what? Disrespect. And that leads back to the disrespect of the Black woman here in the United States of America. Now, like I said, I'll say it again. Welcome to the Lion's Den tonight, by the way. People want to go ahead and talk about, oh, you could talk about this issue. Oh, we want rights for this. We want rights for that. We want rights for this. Can you come champion our cause for this? Can you come champion our cause for that? Could you jump into our feminism cause? No, I cannot. Because in that is an exclusion to Black women. You're excluding. Our issues are not at the top. Somebody else's issues at the top, and they're pushing their agenda, not what is advantageous or beneficial to us. Because what's beneficial and advantageous for us is for our Black kids to stop getting killed, for our kids to stop getting killed, for us to get an equal pay, for us to stop being attacked at an 80+% rate in the United States. That's what's advantageous for us to stop getting abused and attacked. That's what's advantageous for us. Like I said, people want to champion their causes, champion their issues, but you want the vote. You want the Black female vote. You want to pander to the Blacks so you can get the Black vote, but you don't want to deal with the Black issues here in the United States of America, but you want the Black vote. And then you want to use Black people like a talking head, like a talking head, to push your agenda and to push your points. And it has not been advantageous to or for us. And then people don't want to have a real discussion about it. They start choking up. No need to choke up. Oh, well, show me the facts. Show me some statistics. Quite naturally, I would love to. I'm going to do that tonight. By all means, understand that. And we are the most attacked also on social media. Look at Kanika Jenkins' case. Look at all of the Black cases pertaining to Black girls missing and when Black moms reach out for help. Look at the cases when Black mothers reach out for help pertaining to their sons being shot down and killed, or their daughters being shot down and killed, or their daughters being gone. And then you get these social media site users who want to come in with their negative, nasty agenda, with their nasty and negative connotation, and sit up there and call us trifling. She was a trifling mom. She was an angry mom. And yes, some women in this group can be trifling and can be liars, but the majority of us are not. 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 The maj So let me go here real quick. And this is Forbes. Because some people won't believe it unless some white scientists said it. And some white research analysts came up and collected the data. But be it resolved to you tonight, Black people always go behind them and rerun. And rerun to look at those facts and statistics to make sure they're accurate. So this has been going over. Not only are we rerunning it to make sure it's accurate, we're researching on our own. The negative association when, let me move this out some, excuse me for the shakiness here temporarily. I've got this too close to my face. The negative association, even with Lenore Harris. I come on YouTube and I see people with images of her up there with this nasty, very nasty negative language pertaining to her persons due to what she has on. Yeah. We already know people want to come after Mama Tariq, like they're assassins, have done. And it happens over and over and over again against Black women. Let me run this real quick. Right here. Here's Forbes. Black women are besieged on social media, and white empathy, you read it because I don't use profanity, us all. Okay, here we go. Let's get into this. Like many white Americans who grew up with a distant awareness of discrimination, physical dangers, and blunt racism launched against Black Americans every day. This person that's writing it says, I felt a new horror in the past few years as social media has allowed the true scope, details, and real-time impacts of such behavior and their behavior to become ever more glaringly apparent. The same thing Malcolm X said in the 60s. The Black woman over here in America was the most disrespected, unprotected group here. Disrespected, unprotected. Okay, thanks to the work of and patience of many communities of colors, and here we go, many communities of color. All right, whatever. Platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram have helped to promote Black voices. But while these platforms have helped to promote, quote unquote, Black voices, when Black voices file formal complaints or complain, they get pushed aside. They don't surface to the top like they should. When we're doing comparison and contrast. That's why on this channel, I have brought attorneys in. I consult with attorney. I am a part of a Black Females Association of Attorneys group, even though I am not an attorney. I am a part of that group for a reason. And this is the reason right here, because you get people who want to come on social media sites, tell like the black female, tell liable on the black female, want to jump in and have something to say. When a black female says something, then you want to jump in and have something to say. Like what you're saying is relevant. You want to jump in and attack like what you're saying is relevant or prevalent. You want to jump in like a WW SmackDown, but you don't want to do it to other groups. You don't want to do it to other groups in a high capacity. But you think you can just jump in and say it to a black female just because that's the nature of America. That's the be okay. Like when number 45 disrespected the black woman in the White House, somebody voted for them to get there. Nothing was given to them. They had to actually gather votes. People from their state voted for them to be there. Okay. Still right there and disrespected them. What should have happened is if you was truly about our black causes, or truly about a cause, everybody would have been out there protesting. Black, white, pink, or purple. But did you see a mass protest? No. No. You have simple-minded, slow-bellied people saying, oh, just get over it. Oh, just get up. Oh, no. Oh, no, he's just this. He's just that. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, that was disrespectful. That was disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Let me read on. So we just talked about social media platforms enabling the black voices to be heard more. That's not what she said, but that's what I'm saying, in a greater capacity, in real time. Real-time information and data distributed about discrimination across the web in recent years, driving inching white awareness too. Why would white people have to be aware of this? Why? Why? Because they enslaved our ancestors. They over here, like I said, for happy 400 years to us being taken from the continent of Africa and sent abroad over here 400 years now. Happy anniversary to that. Why people want to talk about 9/11 today, and no disrespect to 9/11, because it was then everybody was screaming, oh, we're all Americans. We're all Americans, because they were scared. They were in terror. They were in fear. Somebody had attacked America. Now, oh, we can be free because we scared. But the next few months, right back to your nasty old ways, USA. Right back to your nasty old ways. Hi, so soup bone and people in the bushes. How are you? Welcome to the Lion's Den tonight. All the while, these tools have also been empowering legions of dedicated and everyday racists to wage war against visible Black women with all the fresh, hell, and tired tropes that they can muster. Troops, excuse me, that they can muster. And I'm reading this. That's what they have. That's what they have in the article. I don't believe in using profanity. Effecting a digital siege on Black women and girls, and ultimately on everything our big and wily country as a whole holds dear. To be clear, it's not an accusation or a confession. It's just a fact. And thank you to the writer of the article and the researchers of the article who were white, that has to acknowledge it's a fact. It's not flights of fancy or fictions in our head. Now, how many Black women out there have experienced a form of discrimination on their job? How many Black women have experienced them saying, oh, you're angry, you're an angry Black woman, and have been associated with being an angry Black woman, or have encountered people being very stereotypical against you when you want a point of clarity, or are attempting to get a point of clarity with them? They say, you're difficult. Oh, I feel like I'm being challenged. You're difficult. I feel like I'm being challenged. Oh, I feel like I'm being threatened. Why? Because I asked you a question and you couldn't answer it? Why? Why do you feel threatened? Why? Four, these relentless attacks are part of a greater culture in the US that research shows is literally killing Black women and families from the inside out. As well as keep raising wages down, among many other things. Because you get these white supremacists on here, you get these white nationalists on here, you get these people who are not empathetic towards Black females in America. They come on these social media sites, start saying these things, and the next thing you know, somebody has began to track down the kids, track down the woman, and attempted to fight or confront the Black woman. That's why I say, by any means necessary, I'm going to bear my arms. And I do understand this. When it was originally writ a right to bear arms, I understand it was a right to bear arms to kill Black people. I understand that. But now that it has been amendment, I'm going to have my arms to defend myself. Because you have no business trying to run down and track down a person to confront them over what? Because they don't agree with your jacked up opinion and perspective. I'm going to protect my family by any means necessary. It's not about violence, but I'm not going to sit up there and let nobody just put their hands on me or anybody in my family and not defend myself. That's not the way it's going down. And as we come up off the anniversary of Kenneka Jenkins, I think about how all these people were harassing Teresa Martin, and how, you know, she's relocated to different places. And it's like, man, you know, she shouldn't have had to do that, but asking for help because her daughter was found in a freezer in a hotel that she had never been in. You get people running up to her house acting crazy, threatening her. Why? For what? But no, that's what America like to do. That's what y'all like to do. Some of y'all Americans like to do. Disproportionate arrest. We already know that. Imprisonment of our kids. We already know that. Lower wages. We know that. Medical care. We already know this. And then I'm gonna keep talking like I said, people begin to regurgitate a message like this because they can't handle the truth or the hard thing. They want you to give you a nitty, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a person a bone. They want that little simple, crazy, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Okay. I'll support you. I step to you, and I helped you that one time. Now, can you help me? What have you helped me do? What? What have you helped me do? When have you ever defended me in real life? When have you ever had my back? Because as far as I know of, my family have always had my back and will forevermore have my back. And the psychology, the twisted up psychology that they like to run in America, to make it seem as though they've done you a favor. In actuality, they've done nothing. Yeah, the psychology of it all. Let me get to the next. My volume is still on here. Yeah. But if I was talking about somebody's business, boy, wouldn't the chat be full. If I was doing a clapback against a Yankee, boy, wouldn't the chat be full. If I was talking about some foolish drama, boy, wouldn't the chat be full. And people say, oh, here she go again. Oh, here's the truth again. And it's the reality of the situation, so face it. Now, let me talk about this anxiety associated with Black women here in America. Okay, my mic is still good. But like I said, people want to show up when you're champion or talking about the little thing they want to talk about. They want to show up for the real thing, which all ties in together. You don't want to show up for the surface stuff. You don't want to do in the real issues. Real issue, disrespecting Black women. That's a real issue. And it has never been properly dealt with. Because Black women still get raped here in America, just like our ancestors, if you're Black in America, got raped. Black women, people still think they can put their hands on a Black female. We're still dealing with that. And like I said, people want you to champion their causes, their issues. Want you to talk about what want you to talk about. And then it looks like they're really supporting you. As long as you're not really dealing with the hard thing, they'll support you. They'll give you a view. They may even, for those who have PayPal, whatever, and they may even throw you a little cash like you need, Somebody paying Kerensz bills over here but Kerensz. And if you're going to disrespect me and try to give me some money, you can keep it. If you're going to try to take my voice, disrespect me, and attempt to give me some money to try to use some type of jacked up psychology on me to appease me, trust me, I would throw that money, if we were face to face, right up in your face. That's how that would go down. You don't get to disrespect me and my persons and think you're going to get my support. Think you're going to get my vote. You don't get to pander to me either, to those of you who are running. You don't get to pander to me. No. You want all your issues on there first. But you want the Black especially Black female issues, on there last. And be it known to you, you don't get the Black vote over here, you don't become the president over here in these United States of America. That's enough of this silly stuff. Okay, let me share this next article. Hey, Alan, how you doing? What's this? Okay, they sent my little message. All right. To be female, ancient, and Black in America. And thank you for the brothers in the chat that's actually posting in the chat. Because one of the questions were the Black men to defend the Black woman? Were the men, period, to defend the woman? Like Malcolm X said, Black women need to be defended. If a non-Black male attempts to do something to a Black female, in times past, in the 60s, the brothers were stepping up. They knew they would get killed, but they were stepping up. Where the brothers at now? Where the leaders at now? Where's everybody at now? Just one thing about me, I'm not scared. There's no fear. You don't get to intimidate me. You don't get to run me. You don't get to dictate what I will and will not say. And by any means necessary, I will defend my family. And don't ever think, like I said, I am slow and that I am not woke. And that you can use me and think I'm a doormat. Don't think I'm not conscious. Don't think I'm not woke. And for the people who, she's a bitch, I don't play those games. For the people who have done videos like that against my persons, my Black persons, being a Black female here in America, for the people who have done messages that they don't think I know about, was too scared to ever step up and go one-on-one. I know about it. To yeah, the messy moo-moos. Let me get back to this share. This next one. Here we go. You can pull all this information up. You can go to online libraries, retrieve all this information from all of these studies. Let's research on who's the most disrespected group of people here in America to this day. It's the Black females, still to this day, especially on social media now. On social media, they will tell you that when they did a comparison and contrast against the white women who use social media and the Black women who use social media, the Black women are being attacked at 80%. The white woman, 20. Well, you don't say. That's why I don't have any problems over here telling trolls. And a troll is a person who's too scared to show up and pose as themselves, so they want to create a fictitious account because they're a scary one. Think they can say anything they want to say. They're too scared. They like to hide behind something or someone. You can't troll over here and don't think I'm going to block you. You can't even come up in the chat and say what you want to say and don't think I'm going to say something. Here we go. To be female, anxious, and Black. Anxiety disorders are the most common mental health disorders in the United States of America for Black women. Anxiety. If this person don't stop, don't stop sending me a message. Anxiety is more chronic and symptoms are more intense than the other white counterparts are when they're comparing the Black against the white counterpart in the United States of America. Yeah, Alan. Yeah. Black woman. Stress. You're not gonna stress me out. Nobody's gonna stress me out. You're not gonna have me living in terror, fear, or anxiety either. No. Stress is a silent killer. But that's a disorder over here in the United States of America for Black women. So, for the Black brothers who do support the Black females, thank you. Power to the people. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Continue to do so. To those who too scared, to the jelly bellies, man up. Mano, mano. Man up. Become conscious and man up. Maybe you need to go visit the continent of Africa, who, by the way, has 1 billion people and is 90% something Black. The United States of America only has roughly 300 million plus people. And we're only what? 15, maybe 20% of the population, if that. Some of y'all brothers need to go visit the continent. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not saying everybody over there is not, I'm not saying there's nobody on the continent disrespecting a female, but I tell you what, I done seen some men get beat down in videos on the continent of Africa for coming across to a woman. So, some faces need to touch down. Yeah. Okay, images of Black women. One of the things in the other articles, when you pull them up, it's going to talk about, and it's right here in this article too, the stereotype that we get about being angry Black women. Where did that come from? Who came up with that language? Who came up with that? Who came up with that label? It didn't come from us. So who came up with it to attempt to define us? Images of Black women. This is how Black women are portrayed in the United States of America. To fully understand anxiety and Black women, we must understand how Black women are viewed in this country. Research and history tell us that three basic images exist: strong Black woman, that we're either a strong Black woman, the angry Black woman, or the Jezebel. So this is how the United States want to categorize and classify us. We either got to be a strong Black woman, we either going to be the angry Black woman, or we either going to be a Jezebel. Isn't that interesting? These images affect how other people see Black women and how Black women see themselves. They also play a role in the development and maintenance of anxiety. Thank God that I had parents. My mom is still living. Thank God that I had parents who told me I was beautiful, who told me not to let anybody talk down to me, who just basically taught me my life was valuable, that I was valuable as a person. Thank God that I had parents like that, who told me you don't let anybody get you over a barrel and feel like they backing you into a corner. Don't. That's what my mother taught me. My father was, you have your own brain. You can think, you're a thinker. You don't ever let anybody sit there and assume that they're out thinking you and say nothing slick out their mouth to you without addressing them. Thank God for that. Let me go on with this article. Like I said, there's a host of research out there, and they just recently dropped another article about social media sites and how Black women are attacked there at high percentage rate. But it's more empathy in the United States of America towards white women than it is Black women. Now, I'm gonna say the hard thing tonight. Some people want to sugarcoat it. Some people want to dance around it. Some people want to make apologetics. I am not making any apologetics. I am not apologizing for being Black in America, an African American. That I will never apologize for, period. Strong Black women are legendary, okay? Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, and every Black grandmother is a renowned for her persistence and perseverance. There are many positive aspects associated with being the strong Black woman, and I'm adding my own words in here as I'm reading through talking. But there are negatives, which is interesting to me, with being the strong Black woman as well. Keep on keeping on. Yes, we do. And they say, even when she knows she should stop. Who said we should stop? Who? Placing her mental and physical health at risk. Yes, we will. We will go hard in the paint. Always have, always had to, didn't have a choice. It was fight or fold. Some folded, but most of us was fighting. That's why we still here and have the liberties, or quote unquote civil liberties, here today. Yeah, sometimes we will keep going. And that's true. That's true. getting up, going to work when you know you don't feel it. That's true. Just the persistence, just to keep going. Here's the other stereotype or category they have for Black women here in America. Angry Black woman. The angry Black woman. Why you angry? Why you always mad? Why you angry? Why she got to be an angry Black woman just because she responded to you the way she did? Angry Black woman. There is no connotation or stereotype that says angry white woman. There's no labeling for white women over here or any non-Black group that says angry, angry, angry this one, angry that one. It's just for us. Angry Black woman, angry Black man. Oh, when we resist the foolishness that's being said to us, all of a sudden it's you angry. Let me go here on the angry Black woman. How they're defining this. They're talking about Tyler Perry, Madea movie classic, the angry Black woman, whatever. And what these psychologists, researchers, and scientists who are working and have done this research in these groups found out was, I work with these women, has found that many of them are anxious. It's anxiety. The anger is an outward expression of their discomfort with negative effect associated with anxiety. That usually when the ones that will cuss you, not all, they're finding out it's a discomfort there. Why? Why are we feeling so uncomfortable? Why do you feel so uncomfortable about being you? Who taught you to hate yourself? The color of your skin, the texture of your hair, and your own people. Who taught you that? And then what's surprising me is a lot of Black people who have given up their citizenship and moved over to the continent of Africa, get there, they talk about how friendly and family oriented Africans are. Well, you don't say. We'll go figure. All right. The third one that they have on here, the Jezebel. Now, I don't agree with, you know, I wouldn't want my child out there just showing all of her goods, okay? Just to get money, notoriety, what they call quote unquote fame or attention. I wouldn't. However, for the ones who do, it's a reason why. Okay. This is the sexualized Black woman. Okay. I'm gonna go back to Lenore. Her birthday, she had on an outfit. The outfit was cute. I would have rocked what she had on. I'm gonna be honest, I would have rocked. And you get people post videos about her persons. Then you got to get people who, in essence, want to try to make her look like some type of harlot or, some type of raunchy person or some type of Jezebel. Why? And then it goes on to say, and I'm jumping in this paragraph, since slavery, Black women have been sexualized in derogatory ways. very derogatory, often represented in some rap videos, some hip hop videos, not just rap videos, hip hop videos, but in other arenas too. And then they talk about how Black women, especially quote unquote professional Black women, work real hard to dispel the Jezebel image. Why? Why are we working so hard to dispel a Jezebel image? I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. Okay. There's a time and a place for everything. If I want to rock my cap and whatever, I'm gonna wear it. And my shirt, whatever, I'm gonna wear it. If I want to put sexy on, my sexiness, or to put on my stilettos, put on my, I'm gonna wear it unapologetically. Social anxiety. Let's go here. In workplaces, oh, I've experienced a lot in workplaces as a Black female. College, professional school settings. Okay. When I was 18 and I got to college, one of the professors cussed at me. And I looked at him. We were outside the classroom and I said, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? You don't cuss at me. Mm-mm. I'm paying to be here. You got this all wrong. You don't cuss at me. The same professor that cussed at me was the same professor that said, okay, I used to be coming from was I from, no, I can't say I had a job at that time, but I used to be coming from another class or whatever, get into his class. And sometimes, I would tell him, well, I'm going to be 15 minutes late or whatever. The class was 2.5 hours. So if it takes me time to get from there to there, if I'm 15 minutes late, and I'm going to be 15 minutes late, I explain the situation, but I'm here, he would mark me as being partially present. And I said, no, what do you mean partially present? I'm either here or I'm absent. Meanwhile, I watched this particular one white boy. He used to come in the last 30 minutes of the class only and leave all the time. Never said a single word to him. But for me, he said, you're partially here. The same professor that attempted to cuss at me while I was 18. Then college campus, I leave my book bag, and I should not have left my book bag. But I was so used to doing it. Running to the bathroom was just right there. I would leave it in this little spot and go to the bathroom and come back. So I do it that one day, and my book bag is gone with all my books. College books cost money, all my notes and everything in it. And I tell the professor, okay, my stuff is gone for this assignment right here. Wow. All the other professors said, cool, we understand your stuff is gone. So this, you can do this, 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 and this. This one said, no. No, I'm not going to allow you to do X, Y, or Z. You know what I did for him? You know what I had to do for him? 18 years old, I wrote a 20-page complaint to the dean. 20 pages, 20. And in that 20 page, and my 18-year-old self, I informed her, I will sue this university. Before I sue this university, you need to get your little professor in check. Now, I did not word it like that. I used correct grammar, 20 pages, typed, not double spaced either, single space, 20. You're not going to treat me any type of way, any type of how, just because I'm Black, and then give everybody else in the past. So yes, in colleges, you can experience workplaces. Okay, on the job. The chief financial, no, it wasn't the chief financial. It was the one who was over operations. Okay. I'm at work, and he's a white male, and he's attempting to address me. We're inside a building. His voice is escalated, like he's yelling or raising his voice at me. I turned around, I said, "Excuse me, we are inside a building. Please use a civil tone when addressing me. Use a civil tone when addressing me." See, because he was used to talking at or talking to other Black people that way. I'm not every other Black person. First of all, you should not be talking to anyone like that. Yeah, that's right. I looked right at him, said, "Excuse me. We're in an inside building. We're inside, we're not outside. I'm gonna need you, please use the civil tone." Now, what were you saying to me? And he began to break his voice down because I said, if you're going to continue to use that tone and escalated voice with me, I'm not going to stand here and listen to anything you have to say. You won't be able to speak with me. And I need you to talk to me and not at me. So that's another incident on a job. And in that same company at that particular time, I had the Equal Employment Opportunity agents come in and do an investigation on that organization. And that happened, people began to get fired who were at the top, who have been there forever. Don't play with me. You're not going to disrespect my person. I'm happy I had the parents I had and had. Like I said, my father is deceased, but my mother is still here. And I am so glad that they raised me to the best of their ability, not to be disrespected. Because what they did was prepared me for this thing called life and taught me how to handle situations when they arose and how to stand up for myself, not be timid. Hey, AM. I was hoping AM could jump up here. Oh, you had to go pick him up? Aw. Man, AM has been doing double duty. She had to go get her son twice, drop him off twice, pick him up twice. Man, sorry, AM. But the link is still the same. If you jump up, you jump up. If you don't, if this woman do not stop sending me stuff, lady, I don't even know you. Yes, AM, the link is still the same. So if you want to jump up, you can jump on. Because AM has some stuff to share too. We talking about workplace, AM. I'm just going over some things that Black women experience. And if you jump on, you'll have to unmute yourself because I have everybody that's coming up. If they pop in, automatically muted, so you'll have to unmute yourself. Okay, so that's another example of some things I experienced in college campuses, some things I experienced in workplaces. And now let me go to some things that I have experienced in stores. In one store, only one. Predominantly white area in the state of Michigan. During that time, we were still doing regular checks, not electronic checks. So I didn't have cash on me that time, but I had, I had my checkbook, I had my check. I have been to the store several times with coworkers, seen them write checks. No problem. They take the check, no problem. I go in this particular day on the way from work, and so I'm getting something. I didn't stop off to the bank to get cash, and I'm writing a check. You know what they said? Because of where you live, we can't take the check from you. I said, what? Okay. Well then, fine. I'll leave the store. But what I did was went back and told my coworkers who were non-white, from Asians to Indians to Hispanics to some white women, and they said, good, guess what? We're not gonna shop there anymore. Now that was cool. They did. They said, we're not shopping there no more. We're not going to support them. That store, what happened to that store? Years later, they eventually ended up closing. That's what happened to them. They said, good, we're not going, we're not going to support them. I did. I just looked and said, okay, you're not going to send my check? All right. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Fine. I don't have to patronize you. And I'm thankful that during that time, I had a good set of co-workers where we all stuck together. That was just blessed. To the point where we used to cash each other checks. To the point where we had days where everybody would take everybody's check to the bank, get it cashed, and bring the money. That's how we trusted each other. But it was a good core group of co-workers that I had when I worked at that place. We stuck together, and that was cool. Right, Alan, for hair and clothes. Now, shout out to California, who said you can't discriminate because of a Black woman's hairstyle. I think it's California and New York. I know it's California. No discrimination because of a Black woman's hair. Come on now, that's foolishness. In the 70s, everybody was rocking the afro, just about. And you go over to the continent of Africa, they still wear their hair and dreads and locks. It's hot over there. Okay. So those were just some of the things that I've experienced here in the US as being a Black woman, African American Black female here in the United States of America. So in workplaces, college, and professional school settings around the country, Black women often find themselves the only one or the first one in situations. They've been taught that they have to be twice as good to go half as far, and that's the truth. They are representing the race and that they are being watched more closely than their white counterparts. That's true. Now, I can tell situation after situation after situation where a person was able to get away with some things that violated company policy that they should have not been getting away with. But the first time a Black person, female especially, did it, it was out. So I would have to agree with that based on my experiences here in America. That's true. And this person, right, the beliefs are not necessarily inaccurate. No, it's not. And they say these beliefs are coupled with the strong Black woman image increase risks for social anxiety. Saying we have to be 100 times better, a million steps ahead, 100 steps ahead, 10 steps ahead. Yes, yes, yes. And families here, you're taught to be on your P's and Q's. Yes. Another social anxiety risk in workplace, college, professional, school settings is acting white. It's acting white. It's the acting white accusation. As images attest, far too often we forget that there are more than 3 ways to be Black in this country. The acting white accusation. What the heck is that? Even if some women act white, at the end of the day, you're behind black. And here in America, you will find out how black you are because they will let you know. And they're saying the acting, the white accusation has nothing to do with wanting to be white. No, no, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I am the color I'm supposed to be, the person I'm supposed to be. No, it has everything to do with what it means to be black. In other words, it's an attack on one's racial identity, which in turn can create anxiety for black female. Oh, you're acting white. You must want to be white. No, I don't want to be white. I know I'm black. I'm always going to be African American black. And just because I know how to articulate myself when I need to in different settings does not mean I'm acting white. See, right now, I'm home, I'm chill. When I'm up speaking before people publicly, I use a more professional voice. If I go into an example, I'll go back into this. I'll go back into another voice. Right here. You need to see what? If I got to give some examples, what? Now, do you understand? AM said that's right. It is a shame. Racism. We talking about PSD now. Racism. I jumped right in this paragraph. Racism, a form of trauma. Racism is a form of trauma that's disproportionately affects Black women and men. Racism is a form of trauma. Racism is a form of trauma. Okay. During the 60s, when the Black integration was taking place and Black kids were being integrated into all white schools, and they experienced racism, which was a form of trauma for them, traumatic. During that time, I wouldn't have sent my child to, I wouldn't have did that. Mm-mm. And I understand why those parents did it. Like, hey, we over here in America too, so it's not gonna be no all white nothing. That's probably what they're thinking. And you have better books, whatever, better resources than we do. So we're sending our kids whatever. But no, no, because you have to think about where we are today. All the way around, our Black kids, the Black woman kids, the Black female kid, that's highest suicide rate are amongst Black kids now. It didn't used to be that way. They're experiencing some type of trauma, some type of self-esteem issues, fear and anxiety over here in America. So, and it's saying is trauma in the form of racism that can be directly or indirectly experienced. Let's go back to the riots in Baltimore. Okay. When the lady smacked her son for being out there in the protest, that was her traumatic reaction based on history, what Blacks experienced over here in the United States. that was her traumatic experience, assuming that, all these police officers out here, her terror and her fear for her child. Oh, they could be out there protesting and he could have gotten shot or killed by the police. Trauma. Experienced directly or indirectly. Driving while Black. We all know about that one. We see it all the time. Shopping while Black. We see that all the time too. And everyday racial things that happen while being Black are examples of racial trauma. Microaggressions. It's trauma. Okay, and they're saying the viral videos of armed Black women and men being killed. It's traumatic. Vicariously witnessing race-based trauma. In the 60s and before the 60s, our ancestors were so resilient until they almost made it look easy, but it wasn't. They made it look easy, but it wasn't. It's not easy. They made it look easy. But what they showed us was there's a power in unity and solidarity. And that's something this generation and the generation after us have to get. They showed us that. That's why they got what they got. If we can get that. A lot of times, the disrespect in the Black community for what the ancestors and those who were before us did. It's like a disrespect, especially if I gotta go off into my little rant. If I can go here real quick. When I hear so-called Black leaders, pro-Black only leaders, and I said so-called pro-Black only leaders, disrespect Malcolm X, disrespect Martin Luther King. That allows me to identify exactly where they're at in their understanding and comprehension. You get leaders, and I call them some slow bellies too. I'm gonna call them some slow bellies who sit up and want to disrespect leaders who came before us, who gave their lives as a martyr, who knew they were going to give their life as a martyr, hands down. There's no guessing or thinking about it. They knew the risk. Dogs being sicked on them. They were still out there marching and protesting and standing up for women and people and liberties here in the United States. Police, going to police stations, Malcolm X saying, listen, we're going to stand right out here at this police station. You arrest somebody, you beat them. We standing right out here until somebody can get in there and see them. They stood there unified in solidarity. That's what a lot of these leaders that want to be pro-Black miss. They had unity. Not only did they have unity, they had heart, a lot of heart. Now, a lot of these leaders I see just on here talking have not done half of what they did. Come on now. When Martin Luther King was out there, they were shutting the White House down. They were shutting entire states down. They made presidents move because they feared the authority that those men had and women. So when I come across leaders like that, my thing with them is, who are you out here standing up for? No, you want to be on social media all day posting videos against the Black woman. Why she got to have that? She was acting like this. She was acting like that. You haven't showed up to confront anybody about anything and shut anything down. You just don't, a lot of them just be on social media running their mouth. We don't need to protest no more. What is that going to do? Excuse me. Like I said, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and the other leaders, Marcus Garvey, they were shutting it down. Your little state is getting ready to get shut down to the point where presidents and leaders were moving. For these ones here who have deemed themselves as leaders, what are you doing? What is your movement doing to gander attention like that and to get a result like that? Nothing. See, it's the disrespect. And you got to kind of watch some of them, because you can be sitting up there and it's subtle. If you're not paying attention, you be, oh, right, yeah. No, that's foolishness to me. And part of the reason that's foolishness to me is because I was brought up in a house to respect my elders. Yeah. Hey, Joseph. And they could be. It does seem like, Joseph, I would concur. It seemed like a lot of them chasing the bag instead of walking and standing in integrity and standing up for people for real, having a heart of humanity, compassion for others for real, for wanting to see people to progress for real, overall, holistically for real. Because back in the day, and me and my nephew talk about it all the time, no way in the world you would see these Black kids, Black people begin to attack like that, and you didn't have a group coming to shut your state, capital, whatever, down, coming to shut it completely down and not moving and staying there. People have to understand these, and our ancestors and the people that came before that paved the way for us to have the liberties that we had, they didn't move. Sometimes they was out there for days. Go back and do your history. Sometimes they were out there for days, like, we're not going nowhere. They had organization going on. People bring the water, bring the food. So you wash up right here. We're not going nowhere. We're not moving. We're not moving until we get a meeting. We're not moving until we get some change. Where is that at today? One of the most powerful things that did happen was probably Gina 6. And Michael Bazin, he did that. He organized that. Now that was another powerful, the Gina 6. Other Black leaders who's supposed to be, and I'm on my rant right now, and I'm gonna get back to the Black woman being disrespected. Other Black leaders, where are you? Where are you? You don't have to agree with what the Black sister did, but where are you in a fight for her? Where are you in a stand up for her? Because one thing about Black women, we always want to stand up and defend this one, that one, and this one. But Black men, especially Black men over here in the United States of America, African Black men, where are you in the defense for the Black female? Where are you? Because like I said, back then they was holding it down. Holding it down. Even the pastors, the Black pastors of the churches, had they shotguns holding it down. You was not gonna run up on anything and do anything to anyone, and they just stand there like, I don't know what to do. Oh, it happened. So the next day I'm just gonna get on social media to or it happened. Why it's happening in real time, I'm gonna be on social media tweeting about it. Why it's happening in real time, I'm gonna be live streaming about it. But you're not even gonna show up to the location. Come on now. We have more money than they had back then. And they did more. We got more transportation than they did. We have more access to transportation. Everybody basically got their own vehicle now. You can call an Uber to get there. And they showed up to shut it down and didn't move until they got what they want. But these Black leaders, some of these Black leaders on here, who have deemed themselves Black leaders, want to sit up and try to tear down the generation that came before us to make it seem like they didn't do nothing. This trashy mess don't stop. So we have to remain conscious, very conscious, stay woke. When I hear a lot of Black leaders tearing the Black leaders that came before us down, trying to make it seem like they've done nothing, and they just sitting on social media and have not done half, could not do half, have not done half of what the leaders that came before us did. This is what I have to say to them. You all can kick rocks. Kick rocks with it. Kick rocks with it. Want to sit up and complain about, well, all that marching and protesting, I mean, they got some laws passed. They made presidents move. Oh, understand. John F. Kennedy, he didn't want to do what he did. That was about the Black people sticking together in that unity. Or else. For every other one. You think they just no. So when I say Black women are still the most disrespected in the United States of America, we are. But my goodness, where are the men, even women? You need to get up and engage, okay? The other flip side, I see women on here who are supposed to be, quote unquote, pro-Black leaders and for the Black movement. And I got to go here tonight because people from the Bahamas are number 45. Again, they can't get in. They drug. When I hear somebody who called themselves a pro-Black leader, or they're supposed to be Pan-Africanism and supposed to be for Black people and Black causes, and they say, oh, we ain't fighting for no illegals to get over here. The illegals don't need to be over here. Excuse me. Not only illegals, the foreigners. Excuse me. Nah, don't let them in here. You do know foreign people are Africans, Jamaicans, they Black people, Haitians, Trinidadian, from Trinidad, they're Black people. So you're stopping them from coming over here too. You do know that, but you pro-Black, let you tell it. You're for a Black agenda? Really? You want to talk about an illegal? Really? You do know that they consider a lot of Nigerians, that you do know they have them labeled up there in that group, illegal. You do know this year, if they're paying attention this year, the United States of America said, Nigerians are the one who's abused their privileges the most. Let's get them out of here. They're Black. Who gave them their talking points? For the pro-Black people, who giving y'all talking points? Are you really sitting down thinking this all the way through, or are you just running off at your mouth so you can get some followers, so you can look like you really supporting the cause, but in actuality, you don't really have anything going? But some people following you who are a little bit slow, who just a little bit slow or sleep. That's what I have to say about that. Where's the Black support for the Black women from men and women? We are the most disrespected group, even today in the United States of America, especially on social media now. Where are the group of men who should be, irregardless of what a female was doing when Martin Luther King and Malcolm X was alive, do you think for one moment, and Marcus Garvey was alive, do you think for one moment that they would let you publicly disrespect a Black female like that? And let it go down? Like, do you think for one moment that they didn't shut that stuff down? That it would be able to ride like that? You think for one moment if they were living with the number of our kids being killed and shot by the cops, that they wouldn't show up and shut it down and stay out there for days and not move until they got what they got? And oh my goodness, they were being hosed down with those strong water hoses. They had the dogs on them and they had guns and the bombs. They still stood there. But then everybody, you look on social media, everybody calling themselves a Black leader. They're pro-Black causes. Leading what? Leading what? Leading to where? What law have they gotten passed on behalf of Black people? Who did they show up and shut down on behalf of Black people? Who? What? What have they pushed through? What? Who are they out there defending on the front line for? They're too busy talking about this one a thought, that's one a thought. She shouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. This one got shot. See, the leaders we had before, they wasn't just running off at their mouth like a motor, like they had diarrhea of the mouth. They was about that action. They put the feet to the ground. They put some action to them words. And they showed up to shut it down and didn't move. Right. That's good, Joseph. When they play by not, when they show who's gonna have the power and not playing the game, that's right. That's stuff you do. And right. He put in there celebrity. See, I understand what you're saying by celebrity. Over here in the United States, they deem them as some celebrity or artist, whatever. But in my mind, you a person like I'm a person. Okay, they paid you to do this thing. No, they're not leaders. Some of them are not leaders. Celebrity, whatever, whatever. No, most of them are not leaders. They may be considered a role model for some kids who want to do what they've done, but no, not my leader. Leader of what? Lead me where? For what? To do? You're not getting no laws passed through either. Now, a lot of people bringing up the Jay-Z incident, you know, the Colin Kaepernick Jay-Z situation, where I did not look at the contract. I don't know what's written. I don't know the details of anything because I have not seen it. Therefore, I did not speak on it. However, do you think with our former leaders, if you was just gonna roll up and make a deal without them knowing about it? See, one thing that I loved about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King is Malcolm X would tell you when they'd be like, oh, even when a white person, especially white news anchors, was trying to pit one against the other, they was too smooth. They did not get up there and disrespect the other one. They was too smooth. Too smooth with it. Go back and look at those videos, watch them and listen. And then you had some white people pay some black people to come out and try to lie about their character and their persons on Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and the other leaders who were back in the day. No, straight lies that a lot of black people bought and didn't want to turn around and put on channels like It's the Gospel Truth, which was a lie. They didn't play that. They didn't play that. Want to come out. This one had a mistress. That one had, no, they didn't. Somebody telling a darn lie. They played that. They didn't have time for that foolishness. They was being watched already by the FBI because the FBI was scared of them. What black leaders the FBI scared of today over here in America? To the pro-black leaders, the Pan-Africanisms leaders. What black leaders the FBI and the federal government over here and the president scared of today? Name me one. But we got all these leaders. Who are they scared of? And if he was back in his youthful day, one they would probably fear would be Farrakhan. He's getting older now. They're getting older now. Farrakhan's getting older. He had the Million Man March. Jesse Jackson is getting older. He still be running around doing marches. Al Sharpton is getting older. They still be running around and doing marches. And people want to talk about them too. But one thing I can say about them is they're going to show up. They're going to show up, unbeknownst to you, and challenge. Be there to support family, paying for funerals and stuff like that. See, this is stuff that the people don't hear. These pro-black wannabe leaders, and I'm going to call them some wannabe leaders. What black funeral have you showed up to pay for? What money have you ran to the families that are suffering? That's what our leaders were about. Help seeking. Okay. So we get into the article. It talks about stigma. So like I said, you can go read this. You can go pull up all the statistics and you can read them. You can put them all up and you can read them. They're out there. The disrespect of Black women in America has to stop. I'll say it again. You don't get my support. You don't get my vote. You do not get my help. If you are going to disrespect me as a Black female, you will not get anything from me. And to people who running for president who like to pander for the Black vote, it happens all the time. No. I would need something in writing, and I would need something to happen right away. You got to work. You got to earn this. But you have to make a convincing argument and close the deal for me and close it. Don't ever assume, even the ones out there who are running, who's supposed to be Black, don't assume that Black people are going to vote for you just because you're Black. We looking back at your record. Kamala Harris, looking back at your record, how many Black innocent people did you send to jail or prison while you were the prosecutor? We're looking back at records. Cory Booker, don't assume just because you're running out there. And I gotta say, like I'm gonna say it tonight, unapologetically, the LBTG community, transgender, sexual, whatever, they ain't on the Black issues either. So just because Cory Booker is out there triumphing and championing their issue, what does their cause have to do with our Black boys and girls being killed, coming up missing, being disrespected, killing themselves? What do their issues have to do with that? What? Why are they running up to get everything passed that they want to get passed? Are they out there with us on the front line when we out there on the front line? I'm gonna need them to show up too. No, no, you don't get you don't get to play me like that. You don't get to play this one like that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yes, there are people too, but excuse me, I'm gonna need you to push the issues right here. Like I said, Black woman, we've always been out there championing other people's causes, champion this. Oh, this feminism is no, 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 it wasn't. No, it wasn't. That was for a specific group of women. That wasn't all inclusive. And you better check the person's motive and the real agenda of what they're trying to achieve. No. But you want to come when you need to vote. Don't show up no other time, but when you need to vote. You want to pander to the Black people. And you want to come use the Black female. No, it don't work like that with me. Not at all. No. Again, Black females in America are the most disrespected. Even on YouTube. Oh, I had this one person say, I subscribe to you, you subscribe to me. I said, well, okay, I don't mind subscribing to you, but then we start talking about Black issues. It's like, oh, I got to unsub for that. You start talking about 45 being belligerent, acting a fool, being non-Christian for the Christian he called himself. Can't display or show no love to nobody. And it's like, oh, I gotta unsub to you. Black things that affect Black people over here in America. Oh, really? I don't do fake love. And I don't do phony support. You can keep that. What you say their skin is brown, but their mind aren't. If we want a revolution, I'll say it again, we have to be the revolutionaries. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will be live. While we out there creating a revolution, I'm always somewhere doing something usually. And I'll capture while I'm there. I do not always have the opportunity to go live when I'm out places protesting or I'm here doing this and that. I do not always go live. Sometimes I have been live, but I don't always go live because I am mobile. I'm actually working, doing something. I'm moving. I know time is of the essence. We have our strategy. We have to move. So, and I'll say this. I'm not anti-white, but I am pro-African American over here in the United States of America. Understand that. I make no apologies for it. None. Understand that. You don't just keep playing on Black emotion, thinking you're getting a pass and you just get to get by. Just because you just get to get some Black in. Oh, I could just use this group of people. Oh, no, don't work like that. No. With that being said, it's a lot of articles. I had other articles pulled up. AM has some things to say. I sent the link to Ms. Lee that she was charging her phone. She may have fallen back off to sleep. It is what it is. So you can hear their perspective and the things that they've experienced over here in America as Black women. And I'll say it again. Yes, there are some Black women out there that can definitely show or act out and show their behind. But that's no reason not to support it. Because every group of people can show and have shown their behinds. Yeah, Joseph, we do have to take control. Get some control, get some order, and promote self-love, dignity, unity, and respect. And the media. That's why I'm covering different topics over here all the time, because the media have always portrayed Black people in a negative light and manner. We know it over here in the United States of America. And the European media too. Now, that's why I appreciate the president from Cambodia. No, not Cambodia. Gawanda. Anyway, the one over there in Africa. One of the ones from over there in Africa. One of the African presidents who stood right there on the BBC News and said, "You always," and I had a video posted. You can go back a couple of videos and you'll see you're supposed to be non-biased, non-political. And he said to them, "But you're not. You always portray us in a negative light and manner. And then you say, well, we helped you. We helped you build this and we helped you build that. We gave you money." And he said, "Keep your money. I'd rather have my respect. If that's what you're thinking, you can keep your money. I'd rather have my respect. Stop talking about us in a negative manner and light." And we see it here in America all the time. Negative, negative, negative. And then they want to tell stories and put their spin on the story. Then issues that should be covered like this and other issues never make the news. But Jesse Smollett made the news. Some other artists, Robert Kelly made the news. They too concerned about who's sleeping with who just slept with who doing what. And issues like this. Like Black women still being the most disrespected group in America need to be covered. Black kids missing. Black people missing. That need to be covered. Black people getting shot and killed. That need to be covered. Kids, period, missing. That needs to be covered. Why are these kids feeling so anxious to the point where they're taking their life? What is happening? That need to be covered. No, they want to run and take content from social media and run that on national news. So for the people that are watching this, you have a YouTube account. If you don't have a YouTube account, create one and start covering real issues over here in America that the news outlet are not covering. They're not going to do it. If you're Black in America, you have to do it. We got enough tea and drama channels. And if I'm not trying to crush nobody's dreams, if they want to create another tea and drama channel, go ahead and do it. I just don't have time for that foolishness. Every day is real drama going on for real. I don't care about who slept with who just did what we were, who did. Care about none of that. Care about none of that. But what I do care about is laws that's being passed over here that's going to affect me and my kids and other people. That's what I care about. Why Black women still are abused the way that they are. Why they're attacked the way that they are on social media sites. That's the type of stuff I care about. Why is the incarceration rate so high? Why do they continue to just lock up Black people? Why are Black sentences higher for Black males than any other group? It's the Mexicans and the Black. Higher sentences than any other group. Why? Who sat down and drafted these bills up like that? That being said, I was going to bring us in with music and take us out with music. But late here, got started later than what I wanted to. So think about it. Stay woke, stay conscious, get active, get engaged. Don't let nobody play you. Don't let nobody play your time. There are some other people out there who are woke and who are conscious, who do put feet on the ground. There are a lot of opportunities out there for purchasing land for those who do not know that are Black in America. I've seen some nasty negative Black channels on this. Why are Black people going to Ghana? It's gotta be a trigger game. It's not no trigger game. The Ghana, I mean, yeah, the president of Ghana made it easy for Black Americans to come to Ghana. He opened it up. Said, come back home. He said, I got 5,000 acres for you over here. This is not a trigger game. Everybody know over there, they don't pay taxes on land. The taxes over there on land is not like it is here. It's not a trigger game. And you go to Africa, you'll be stimulating that economy. The ones that our ancestors came from, that they raped. Be putting the monies over there. I mean, what, $50+ million on a chicken sandwich over here? Really? And who benefited and profited off of that? Really? Really? Could have been $50 million going towards a bank to give loans. It could have been $50 million for something else. Let me get my self-control real quick, real fast, in a hurry. Could have been $50 million over there on some land in the continent of Africa where it is 1 billion, and I'll say it again, it is 1 billion people on the continent of Africa. It is a reason that Americans, Black Americans, are relocating back to Africa, as well as British. The British people who are Black are going back to the continent of Africa, building it up. It is a reason. Helping them build. It's a reason. So you over here, think about that too. While we're over here in this developed nation, your skill, your talent can be used over there to help them build. Instead of out at Popeyes, who's not owned by anybody Black. Nobody Black owns the franchise of Popeyes. Creating wealth for them, eating a chicken sandwich that you could have fried at home and would have been a million times better, probably, and ate from your own kitchen or went to your auntie or your grandmother's house. Come on now. Come on now. We have got to get out of this foolishness in this box. Now that I've done my ranting for tonight and I talked about Black women being disrespected the most, we'll get some more women up here and continue discussing this issue. But I'm always going to talk about different issues. Always. Always remain woke, always remain conscious. People say, oh, it ain't just about Black issues over there in America. Well, it's not just about white issues over here, Latino issues over here, Asian issues over here, and nobody other issues over here in America either. And the fact of the matter is, Black Americans built this nation 400 years for free. It's the 400-year anniversary of our ancestors, quote unquote, coming over here. 400 years. Nobody else did that but us. The thing about that is I'm Black and Indian. So go figure. Remain vigilant, remain woke. Don't let nobody play you. Don't let anybody fleece the socks off you. There are real causes out there you can give to. It's hurricanes out there. Trust me, I have family in Florida, a lot of it. Some friends in Florida too. What I stopped doing though years ago is giving to places like the Red Cross and organizations like that. My thing is this: I can give the money to the person themselves directly, because your people could be in there scheming off the money. It usually happens. It's always somebody up in there somewhere stealing, and people are not getting the help that they need. So you got family, people there. You can put it on a Cash App. You can put them on a PayPal. You can put it. You can Google Pay. There's other ways you can get money to people out there who need help. But different organizations I used to give into, but stopped giving to that a long time ago. When to just really start going in and seeing what they're doing with the money and how they treat people. No. I just rather get them to the place up. And they can do with it as they see fit, because they need the help. So, with that being said, you all have a pleasant evening and a pleasant night. Thanks so much for streaming. Bye, everybody.